let's take this for instance. The lady in the movie had a mojo bag that she gave to Smoke, right?
Talking about Miss Annie.
Right. My prayers, my witchcraft kept you safe.
Before you stop, hold on. I'm gonna let you finish. I'm gonna let you finish. I just want the people to understand where you're going with this, because some people might not have watched the movie. You saying Annie believed in the spiritual roots that her grandmother taught her.
Right.
Yes.
So, but
Smoke questioned it.
He did question it, but the shit kept him safe though.
But see, in the movie though, she said that it kept Smoke and her brother safe, but it was their baby that died, and he asked her why they didn't keep their baby safe.
Why didn't we keep the baby safe? Maybe she didn't get a baby a mojo bag. Who knows? Shit, I don't know. He had a mojo bag on his neck. He couldn't get bit because he had the mojo on his neck.
We really want to know because it didn't show.
What you mean?
It didn't show in the movie.
When his brother tried to bite him?
Oh, no. I said you talking about the baby. It didn't show why the baby died.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
We won't know that reason.
Babies die all the time. What I'm saying is,
it could be not. Why? Yeah. We don't know.
So look, they took you got to look at it like this in this movie. They took what they have deemed as an evil element, and then they took that same spiritual, godly element that people praying and all this other type of stuff, and they combined them in one movie, right? When you pay attention to what was going on, Annie wasn't praying to God. She used the hoodoo, right? Which is a spiritual thing that the Haitian element of life used to win the war against Napoleon. If we want to go historical context, right? Because he come back and said, hey, they using the trees and this magic and they really got their hands kicked. So if you looking at the historical context, and this is what was said.
Oh, you said he said they use it. I heard Smoke said he didn't see that.
Not Smoke. I'm talking about Napoleon. We talking
about. Okay, go ahead.
Napoleon said that when he got in the fight with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wasn't on that, but yeah. Go ahead. I know.
So what I'm saying is they took this thing that they consider devilish or whatever, this hoodoo thing, right? And voodoo or whatever, and they put that the church-like aspect in the midst of it too, with Sammy, his daddy, praying God and all that type of stuff. And the clear undertone there is it's all about spirituality, man. Like Sammy he went and played, but what we trying to say, like that the devil's music was deemed devil's music by white culture. He said it in the movie. They like the music that we play. They just don't like the people that play it. He said it in the movie.
And the person you talking about that said it was Delta when they was on the ride was Stack and Slim.
Right.
And that's another lost cause that we don't have is a lot of times what you said earlier is the teaching. A lot of times the teaching that we give or the other folks give us, we don't want to listen to. Sammy, as Preacher Boy, was listening to Delta when he was asking him about, why he got locked up, how he knew the prisoners that they passed by on the road. He was also giving an example of him and his homeboy when they was playing and they end up meeting these KKK people that they played for music. And when they was on the road, Delta said that the KKK people said they like our blues music, but they don't like the people who make it.
Right. So it's if we're looking at the historical context of this, people don't understand that voodoo is not nothing evil. They tricked us to believe that.
Just like in the movie where Delta said that the blues is ours and the religion was forced upon us.
Right. So I mean, when you understand these concepts, it makes it hard to go and do that other thing. And that's what the duality between Sammy had in the movie. Like, now what I'm doing makes me feel good. But the devil, the devil, you better be careful playing the devil's music. But who constructed that whole thing?
A lot of times, what people didn't understand in that movie is it was a very function of just white, Irish. You have black, white, Irish. You had a spiritual Haitian that I don't even want to give just to the Haitian. I do honestly believe, right, that as black, whatever you want to call us, when we was here, before religion was forced upon us, spiritual voodoo or spiritual roots was stuff that our ancestors did use before they knew anything about the religion part.
Of course.
And I think that's the lost cause. And then what people don't realize to this day is when you add up years, Christianity is the shortest religion, the youngest religion that's being taught. Islam, you got all these different religions that's way older. So to me, it's like we already know that in history that it's been people on this earth for thousands of years. If Christianity is the youngest religion, how can you not, in your back of your mind, wonder what was being taught or what was being done what was they doing before then?
Well, I mean, religion is religion. People, I don't knock people for what they believe. Like, it is what it is. Like, if that's what helped you get up and go about your day and do what you need to do, hey,
but it's so much conflict and like contradiction in a religion. Whereas,
but I don't think that actually matters. Like, I think if this what helps you deem yourself as a good person or be a good person to other people and live your life, I ain't saying you got to live like this goody two-shoe life or whatever, but if that what helps you get out, go through your day and be good to other people, then so be it. I don't care what contradictions are in there. Be honest, you know what I'm saying? Me personally, I'm not subscribing to it, but I'm just saying, if that helps you get up and do your thing every day, by all means, do your thing. Just don't try to, force your religious beliefs or anything on other people. And
I think that's what was going on in the movie too. That people like when Sammy went to meet back up with his father gave him an ultimatum, and it's kind of like that's what comes with religion. It's an ultimatum with certain things, and like I say, I mean, whatever a person feels, like you said, I do agree with that. Makes you a good person. It does, but don't look at the next person who don't want to do that as them being the devil or a demon or somebody that, you know what I mean, that you can look down on.
And let's just be honest, man. People like to sin. People like to do these things. You know what I mean? Like, so it is what it is. Like, I'm not gonna knock the next person because they like to engage in, things that would be deemed controversial when it comes to the society. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna knock you because of that. Like, like I tell people all the time, good people do good people do bad things, and bad people do good things. As simple as that.
That's real. I mean, I feel that's real.
Those are facts. You got drug dealers who fucked the community up years ago, but at the same time, they gave out turkeys on Thanksgiving and made sure people had food to eat. You know what I'm saying? You got pastors who.
I contradict doing that now, because some people don't even have home to cook that motherfucker in.
Yeah, that's true. But then you got pastors who run church organizations and they sleeping with everybody in the congregation. So it's like, bro.
And then I contradict that because when you go back to it, if people understood how a nonprofit works, you probably look at the church a little different.
Well, I mean, it ain't even that you look at it. I mean, the church been in church and state should have never coincided with each other. That should have never happened.
Do people even know that?
Huh?
Do people even know that how the government or state is
The church and
combined?
state that was established a long time ago. They were never supposed to get in bed together, but they had. They did that back in what was that? Shit, the 70s.
Is that
That's
part
how
of leading?
they,
Ain't that part of leading your people in the wrong way?
yeah. I mean, of course, but it is what it is. Power corrupts absolutely. Just what it is.
There's a part in that where I wanted to ask you about the money when Smoke tried to take that money from Annie. Do you know what type of money that was and why it was any different than regular U.S. property money?
I think that was if
It
I'm not
wasn't food stamps.
if I not here. Nah. If I'm not mistaken, I think that was I could be wrong. But I think when they had that when they separate when slaves were freed and all this other type of stuff, I think it was like some type of currency that between slaves that were exchanged. Well, not between slaves, between newly freed slaves that was exchanged in like that own community type of thing. It's like a bartering system. I could be wrong, but I believe I've heard that somewhere.
Is it almost like how other countries have their own currency?
Almost. But I think it was like you're not gonna spend this outside of anywhere else. You'll just spend it in this little community. You see what I'm saying? And I could be wrong, but I think I've heard that before.
The only reason I think is it sound right because I did hear her in the movie saying he said to her like you can't use this money anywhere else, and she said I wasn't going anywhere else.
Yeah.
So 9 times out of 10 you wasn't going out of that community.
Yeah. So I think that's what
in that community they had their own black owned everything, like not only black owned, but it was black owned, but it was also Asian communities that set up in those towns too.
During that time too, yeah. This is around the time before the Great Depression.
That also strives in those communities too. I see a lot of people saying, I guess upset that it wasn't no Mexicans. I don't believe Mexicans was even was even headed that way in Mississippi doing that way or being able to set up. Let me ask you this though, bro. And people might not know, how was Asian able to set up and get loans back then?
I don't think they got loans back then.
I'm not for sure, but I did hear that it was some Asian banks back then that was giving out loans. I'm not factual, but they did say that I think they had some Asian banks out there that was giving Asians loans to set up.
Yeah. I don't know, but I mean, it's not hard. They know how to, they come in, they set up shop and go to work. As simple as that. But they got a whole country. They got the loan before they even came to the country. So you just come in and